EXEM FOAMKIT, tube of foam, a new way of looking at tubal patency. EXEM FOAMKIT is a complete set for mixing and insertion. Here are some ultrasound images. This view is from the bottom upwards. This is the ultrasound transducer, this is the womb in AVF, and this is the abdominal wall, and this is the woman's back. This is where the tip of the ultrasound is. I inserted only a tiny little bit of the foam, and you can already see that it flows straight to the fundus. Now I'll turn it a little bit to the left and to the right, and now I'll turn the probe about 90 degrees from a longitudinal cross-section to a transversal cross-section. Here, this is the transversal cross-section, and you can see that this is the left, fallopian tube fills immediately. And then we focus on this right fallopian tube, where you will see the contrast appear in just a moment. It will really overflow into the abdominal cavity. Even if this doesn't happen, and you can only see a nice, thin, slender fallopian tube, it still means that it's open. After all, a blocked fallopian tube could never produce such a very nice, thin, slender reflection. On this side, the fallopian tube cannot be viewed as well, as it winds a lot, but you can clearly see the contrast appearing next to the ovary. And look, here you can see that nice, long, white line, the fallopian tube. I keep turning the tip to follow the foam. Oh, here you can see the winding. It's so beautiful. The contrast fills up to the fundus. Now we move a little bit to the side, and from longitudinal to transversal, and then you can see the first fallopian tube come up immediately. There's a great deal of peristalsis, a lot of movement around it, which can sometimes make the ultrasound difficult. This is not the easiest to see, but it's very nice. The fallopian tube turns with a sharp twist and then back again, turns straight as it comes back from the womb to continue behind the womb. Look, this is behind the womb. Here is a cross-sectional image. You can see how nice and thin the fallopian tube, but it's even clearer in the next bit. Now, we'll look at the other side first. See how the fallopian tube makes an enormous bend? But that's also clear to see. Behind the womb, there's a very nice, thin, winding fallopian tube. Let's go back to this one. There'll be several fragments that show this very clearly. Here is another thin, nice white line, a healthy fallopian tube. At the end of the film, it becomes immediately and completely clear. Now, I'll try to make this one as long as possible. I'm going to try and turn with the tip of the ultrasound. Here you see that nice, thin, continuous white line. Look, there it is again. Now, if I freeze the image, look, you can see a beautiful fallopian tube, and if you look closely, you can even see the tubophone bubbles here. Look here, this funny white line is the contrast. You cannot see the ovary so well on this side, but the contrast does show up very clearly. This is the ovary, and this is the contrast next to it. This is how you know that the fallopian tube is open. The advantages for doctor and patient are clear. Patients can now be examined at the familiar outpatient's gynecology clinic. Neither the gynecologist nor the patient have to go to radiology, saving time and money. Moreover, this examination is very patient-friendly and causes relatively little discomfort. This new method can replace painful HSG in at least 80% of the cases. EXEM FOAMKIT, tube of foam, a new way of assessing tubal patency.